Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my channel is called Frozen Jellies, and I'm an aspiring content creator. I registered for my first ever HYROX and decided that I'm going to document this journey. This is part 1 of my HYROX journey and part of a larger series that I plan to develop, which is utilizing Obsidian.md to achieve my goals. Let's get to Obsidian. So as you can see here's my dashboard, and we have some of the notes that I have at a glance. So here's my Obsidian note, with the dashboard of what a HYROX competition involves. I also made a table of my prospective training plan, and I know it's pretty rudimentary, but hey, it works I guess. Basically, I do the workouts, and whenever I use Obsidian, I just note them down. I just do this to take accountability for my workouts, and I can show that my work is paying off. Well, I don't know if it really is, but I certainly hope so. Here you can see each heading is a separate HYROX exercise. I personally haven't joined a proper bootcamp yet, so I've yet to start focusing on the first 3 exercises and the final ball throw. However, I've been attempting to do more burpee broad jumps, farmer's carry, rowing, and lunges. Also, I'm planning to work the rest of my body through various exercises in this table, and you can see some of them here. Now let's get into some of the exercises I've conveniently been able to record. And we're starting with the farmer's carry. It was pretty tough considering that I have to lift 48 kilograms. That was once my weight, before I bulked up about half a year ago. I'm currently about between 58 and 60 kilograms. However, it's not too bad, though I'm not sure if my technique is correct. I would rate this a 5 out of 10 in terms of its difficulty. On the other hand, sandbag lunges are much more difficult. For some reason, it's even more difficult to pick up a 20 kilogram bag than it is to lift up 2 24 kilogram kettlebells. I feel like I'm gonna tear my muscles doing that, and it could also be attributed to my poor back strength. Then there's also maintaining form. It's so easy to break form when doing lunges. So I'm gonna work harder to strengthen my core and upper and lower back. I would rate this a 7 out of 10 in difficulty. As you can see, sometimes my knees do not touch the ground, and one of your knees is supposed to touch the ground when doing the lunges. So I think you would get a penalty in that sense, but I am working to improve this. The next exercise I attempted was the burpee broad jumps. It's not too bad, and I'll definitely try to improve my jump length. It's merely just doing a push-up, bringing your legs into a squat position, and then jumping forward. 3 out of 10 in difficulty. As for wall balls, it's pretty difficult in my opinion. I'm not even sure if the target that I was throwing at was 10 feet high. You basically throw a 6 kilogram ball onto the target. It's not easy to squat through a 6 kilogram ball. And you also need to catch the ball at the bottom and essentially make sure you're in somewhat of the same position and that you're able to catch the ball. I'm not sure if I'm wasting too much energy in this section, but I'm pretty sure I am. All of this is combined with building an aerobic base. I am a cross-country runner and will further aim to build on my running. And I really hope I can get back to my usual running pace. And my target for the HYROX is running at approximately 3 minutes 30 per kilometer. I hope I can hit that. After gaining some weight, it's pretty difficult to run that fast. On days that I can't run, I try to incorporate cycling and elliptical, because also running is pretty catabolic on your muscles. And it's pretty important to incorporate other forms of cardio. Elliptical is by far the least damaging to your muscles. And also, I'm forgetting something, which is rowing. So rowing is one of the other exercises you need to do during the HYROX. I have been trying to do this in the correct form. I'm not sure if my form is entirely correct, but I do a 1 kilometer row in approximately 3 minutes and 55 seconds. So my pace is between 1:45 to 2 minutes per 500 meters. I'm trying to get my 1 kilometer row down to 3:30 by the time it's a competition, and I really hope I can. I will attempt to optimize my ruling form as well, and it's not that easy to do that from the research I've done. So definitely look into that. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today, and thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.